Check out this video in Hugo, Oklahoma. It's in southeast Oklahoma. Surveillance video showing strong winds from a tornado stripping the roof from a vet clinic in its path. According to the National Weather Service, tornado reached peak winds of 105 miles per hour, was on the ground for more than 3.5 miles. High winds blowing across the south also caused power outages for thousands in our area. 5 News reporter Jose Carranza continues our coverage in Bella Vista now, where crews worked fast to restore electricity today.
Carroll Electric says this tree is to blame for knocking out power to approximately 14,000 people here in Benton County. Crews found this tree near Kensington and London Drive, saying high winds were likely the cause. A spokesperson explains that the fallen tree triggered a breaker at the Centerton 161 kilovolt station, which supplies power to Koenig, Elvenden, Bella Vista, and Highland substations. While power was restored by 10:25 a.m., Carroll Electric continues working to prevent future outages. Representatives went door to door and marked nearby trees that pose a risk.
And they told us that we have 2 trees. You can see here that these trees were within the 15 feet distance from the electric pole, so they'll have to take them down.
While some areas weren't as affected, like Fayetteville, linemen were still sent to the hardest hit areas to aid in restoration efforts. In Bella Vista, covering news where you live, Jose Carranza, 5 News.
All right, Jose, thanks. Here's a look at more video showing tornado damage southeast of Oklahoma City in the town of Ada. National Weather Service says it was an EF1 that touched down around 5 yesterday morning. City manager there says more than 20 families have been displaced by that tornado. A local doctor pleads guilty to inappropriately touching former patients, losing his state medical license in the process. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi was in the Washington County Courthouse as this case came to a close.
Moments after pleading guilty, Dr. Adam Moss is seen here leaving court Wednesday with his attorney. Moss was sentenced to a year of supervised probation and is forced to give up his Arkansas medical license after admitting to 2 counts of harassment regarding former patients of his. Prosecutors say the harassment happened in October and November of 2020. In victim impact statements read aloud by Judge Joanna Taylor, a former patient recalled her experience with Moss. She wrote that she didn't consent to a breast exam, but Moss unfastened her bra without consent, breaking her trust. Another victim wrote that Moss touched her inappropriately while she was at an appointment for test results. Washington County Prosecuting Attorney Brandon Carter tells 5 News that evidentiary issues ruled in the Benton County case and the difficulty finding someone in the medical community to take the stand against the doctor hindered prosecutors' efforts, but adds that, quote, "I am pleased with the work that this office did to hold the defendant accountable despite numerous setbacks in the prosecution." After accepting the plea deal, Judge Taylor told Moss that he had overstepped and added that he abused his position. In a statement to 5 News, one Washington County victim writes, quote, "We are hopeful for a day when the credibility and validity of a woman's testimony is acknowledged and prioritized with the seriousness it deserves, irrespective of the perceived character of the accused," end quote. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Benton County prosecutors dismissed 3 sexual assault charges against Moss in exchange for him giving up his medical license. Repeated attempts for a statement from Moss and his attorney have been made, but we have not heard back. Van Buren police asking for your help finding a man wanted for rape. They say a warrant has been issued for Lucas Yarborough for felony rape and attempted rape. They believe he may be in the Roland, Oklahoma area. They're asking if you have any information on his whereabouts to reach out to detectives with the Van Buren Police Department. An update tonight on the search for Belle the Day, the 95-year-old woman that went missing from Mountain Home. Police believe they have found a car that matches the description of hers near the Little Rock Air Force Base, along with the body inside. The discovery comes nearly a month after she was last seen driving in the car in northern Arkansas.
Yesterday afternoon, late, Mountain Home Police Department received notification from Little Rock Air Force Base that Miss Day's car was located. It had been wrecked in a remote location. A short time later, received information that there was a body inside the car.
The area where Day's car was found is near a restricted location. Investigators still working to confirm the identity of the body found inside that car. The debate over disposable vaping products continued today at the Arkansas Capitol, with lawmakers discussing a bill that would add new restrictions for both consumers and manufacturers. It's already illegal in the state of Arkansas to have tobacco products on school property, but this new House bill would impose stronger penalties and hold parents accountable if their child is continually caught with vapes or other tobacco products at school. The first offense would be $100. The second would be $500. The third would be up to $1,000.
In this, though, we're fining them for things that they may not even realize their kids are doing. So that part of it kind of bothers me a whole lot.
I'm assuming a lot of parents who would be targeted would be lower income, just based on statistics that I know about these populations.
The bill failed to get through the committee today. The sponsor says they plans to reintroduce it with changes before the end of this legislative session. Meanwhile, the Arkansas House passing a bill this week that would allow the use of nitrogen gas in executions now heads to the Senate. Right now, the state only uses lethal injection to execute inmates. Bill sponsors say the change is needed because of the very limited access to lethal injection drugs. Opponents, though, say there is too much room for error and botched executions. Arkansas has 25 inmates on death row right now. If this passes in the Senate, signed into law, Arkansas would join 4 other states in allowing the use of nitrogen gas. During the windy weather today, lawmakers and employees at the Arkansas Capitol got the chance to try out a newly finished underground tunnel. Karen Fuller verifies the purpose, the price tag, and the practicality of this underground tunnel.
The Arkansas State Capitol, with its neoclassical style, stands tall at the top of the downtown skyline. It's adjacent to the nearby multi-agency complex commonly called Big Mac. And now getting from one building to the other can be done without ever stepping foot outside. Let's verify what we know about a now completed tunnel. Our sources are the Arkansas Secretary of State, the Bureau of Legislative Research, the Arkansas Advocate, a nonprofit, nonpartisan news organization, and previous reporting on THV 11 News. The newly renovated underground walkway opened on schedule just in time for the 2025 General Assembly in January. The final cost, $3.8 million, slightly over the initial estimate of $3.6 million approved in 2023. When first proposed, some lawmakers criticized the project as unnecessary spending, but support grew after officials combined it with upgrades to the Capitol's aging air conditioning system. Now complete, the walkway is more than just a passageway. Its design matches the Capitol's aesthetic with features to improve both function and comfort, including elevators for improved accessibility, colorful lighting for ambiance during the 50-yard walk, plus specially designed flooring for durability. During the session, lawmakers, staff, and state employees regularly move between the Capitol and Big Mac, which houses well-used committee rooms and offices for the Bureau of Legislative Research. With the walkway now open, they can make that trek without worrying about the weather.
That was Karen Fuller reporting. Now, the city of Fayetteville says it's taking over management of a parking deck on Fayetteville Street. It's the garage located by the Central United Methodist Church. Starting next Monday, parking will cost $1 per hour. Drivers can also buy a permit that costs $50 a month.